The BRICS summit is now a few days away. We are counting down to days. There's a lot of controversy. Some countries seem to be developing cold feet. Others are not certain of attending, but virtually.
Well, the 15th BRICS summit is to be held in South Africa this month. It's expected to make the global governance system fairer and counterbalance the dominance of Western countries. Carlos Maria Correa, executive director of the South Center, told Xinhua on Wednesday. The event's agenda will be topped by efforts towards de-dollarization, which is reducing the US dollar's hegemony and the expansion of the bloc, said the Correa.
Well, the BRICS group of major emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, will hold its 15th Heads of State and Government summits in Johannesburg between August 22nd and August 24th. The summit will be the first in-person BRICS gathering since the COVID-19 pandemic. Altogether, the BRICS nation accounts for more than 40% of the world population and about 26% of the global economy. One key issue for the BRICS to consider is global governance. There is a need to change the current system, which is unfair and asymmetric. In particular, the architecture of the financial system needs a major reform. This was said by Korea.
Well, leaders are expected to discuss the group's expansion by adding new members, including the admission criteria and the guiding principles. Amongst my hope is that the current BRICS group considers the incorporation of other countries, Korea said. This will be very important because it will give volume to the BRICS group. Of course, major economies such as those of India, Brazil, and China are there, but if other countries also incorporated, the political dimension of the BRICS will be improved significantly.
So far, over 20 countries have formally applied to become new BRICS members, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Indonesia, Egypt, and Ethiopia. Korea said although the group of seven, the G7, and the group of 20, G20, will still influence a lot the international developments. The groups are dominated by developed countries, it said. But the BRICS play an important role in counterbalancing the G7 and 20 to G20. They look for solutions that are aligned with the interest of the other developing countries, he added.
When asked how China's Belt and Road Initiative has contributed to China-African cooperation, Korea said there are so many projects that have been realized in the context of this initiative. He said it is very difficult to highlight just one. The contribution has been immense. The creation of infrastructure in African countries has been extremely important, such as new ports, electricity plants, and water supply.
Well, this is one of the reasons why South-South cooperation has become so important in the last few years, he said. The South Center, headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, is an intergovernmental organization of developing countries that help developing countries to combine their efforts and expertise to promote their common interest in the international arena.